Hello everyone. I actually decided to actually make this video, and I'm not actually doing any kind of gameplay videos or any kind of playthroughs or anything like that today. So I just decided to actually make this video today and just kind of talk about, cause I actually wanted to make this video for like a while now, ever since like a couple weeks now, like kind of like 2 weeks from now, I actually wanted to make this video and just kind of talk about like what I think about online gaming, my experiences and everything, because I know what I'm actually talk about and stuff and kind of state and like my opinions and thoughts about it and stuff is that like most people out there, probably like most people, everybody, almost everybody in the world, in this country, in the United States, actually plays, like everybody plays like video games around the world pretty much. So, and everybody just like almost every day gets online and play matches and stuff, like whatever game you're gonna actually play, like a fighting game, maybe a shooter game, like a popular shooter online game, or maybe a fighting game that you like to play a lot and stuff, like you just play for fun and stuff, or whatever game that you like to play online pretty much. But anyway, what I want to actually kind of talk about is just like most of like pretty much like online gaming experience, and like my experience is just like playing online and stuff. But it's been like a while, and it's been like a couple years, like it's been like several years now, like everybody's just been playing games online, and people are just like, you're jumping online and you're playing an online game match. And then like, okay, for example, like, okay, whatever game you're playing, like say you're playing like Super Street Fighter 4, or maybe you're playing like Halo, maybe Call of Duty, most likely Black Ops 2, or whatever you play, Modern Warfare 3, or maybe the original Black Ops, or whatever online game that you're playing. Like, okay, you're in a match and you're just kind of, okay, you're having a good match and you're dominating and you're playing well, and your team is dominating, you're up like by a decent amount, and pretty much the other team can't really like catch up, and it's nowhere near possible for them to actually catch up no matter what they do. Like they can have like the best player just kind of get lucky and kind of get like a little streak going, and just kind of scoring a lot of points for their team and stuff, and putting on for the team, just trying the best that they can, and just try to catch up to the other opposing team. But you already know you can't catch up, and you're already about to lose. And then what do you do? Like most players out there will probably just kind of gain that kind of mindset and just kind of think to themselves, okay, we can't catch up. Like we can't catch up. We're about to lose. We're losing really bad, and we're getting beat. You're pretty much getting beat badly and stuff, and you don't have any kind of kill streaks to help you out, and you can't like if you're playing like Call of Duty, you don't have any kill streaks, and you can't like support your team. You just keep dying left and right nonstop and stuff like that. Or maybe you're just kind of getting beaten repetitively, and you can't really kind of get any combos off of like a fighting game if you're playing like a fighting game online and stuff. But maybe some kind of, you're in like those type of situations in the game, and then you want to rage quit, like you want to leave the game, you want to drop out of the match because you don't want to just kind of stay and play the game all the way to the end and just kind of take your loss. And that's something I wanted to kind of talk about in this video. Is like in my opinion, I think it actually should be like more like online consequences. Like when people actually play their games, like when you're actually online, you're playing, like, and then you want to actually kind of quit the game. I think it should be like more online consequences, like in regards to like online gaming, pretty much like whatever game that you're actually playing. I think it should be like more consequences. Like the only thing that I don't actually think it's actually any online games out there, like actual video games with actual consequences, where you actually have to like, there's no online consequences. Like for example, like I think it's like Black Ops 2. Like if you go to play lead play, and then I heard that if you actually rage quit from a game, you actually like leave the game and maybe you back out, that they kind of ban you for like 5 minutes. So I don't really think that's kind of like much of a consequence, in my opinion. That like, okay, I leave the game because I'm losing bad, or I'm getting beaten bad, and I'm actually losing badly, and I'm not winning, and my team can't catch up. I can't really get anything going for my team, and I'm losing really bad, and you can't really kind of, you can't really get anything going, and you can't, like, there's no way for you to actually catch up and kind of get like a streak going. No matter what you do, you pretty much lose anyway, because maybe the time it's not enough time for you guys to catch up, or maybe the score, you guys are maybe losing too terribly bad to actually try to catch up. So, and then you'll try to leave the game and just decide to leave the game and drop out and try to find another match to play and try to do better and hope that you can actually win the next match. But that's pretty much what I wanted to kind of talk about. And I don't really like that. Like, that's not really like a consequence. Like Black Ops 2 lead play, for example, that's just an example of like a some kind of, I guess they call it like a consequence for actually kind of for actually leaving the game for and just not staying to play and kind of like staying for the whole match pretty much. So I don't really think that's like a consequence in my opinion. But what I really think is that for like most online games, I think they should actually kind of put that rule. It should be like a rule, like if you kind of stay in the game for like a certain amount of time, that you can't really lead a game. They shouldn't actually allow you to actually lead a game. Like I think it's like a, I think that should be like a rule for like most online games, like Call of Duty. Maybe they should put that in like the newest Call of Duty, but I highly doubt they'll ever kind of think of that, like any kind of sort of consequence for like the players who leave. But in my opinion, like some kind of consequences, I was kind of like thinking maybe some things that they could actually kind of put as like a rule if you actually leave. Maybe you go down like a level, maybe you lose a level if you actually leave the game or whatever game that you play. Maybe like, you know, most of these online games have like you know, you can rank up in the game, level up and stuff. Like maybe you can lose a level or maybe you can lose some experience or something like that. Like for most of those people that actually quit. But I'm not saying like I myself, I quit sometimes too, but like most of I always find myself like quitting the games. You know, when you like on Call of Duty, like whatever Call of Duty game that you're playing, they'll throw you in these games where you actually kind of, when it's like 500 like kill streaks, like a lot of kill streaks in the air, and then you kind of look at the scoreboard because that's the first thing you want to see. You not only look at like the connection to see if it's lagging or not like that. You want to look at the connection and see if there's a good connection. You want to see if it's a good connection. You want to see if the game is a fresh game and it just started and you actually have a chance to actually play the full match and pretty much get like have fun and actually just pretty much start the match and kind of get a couple kills or something like that. Not only just have like a good connection, a fresh match. You want to have like you want to look at the, you want to take a look at the scoreboard and make sure that it's not like, you know, like the team that you, whatever team that they kind of throw you on, like a random team, because you can't really choose your teams, and they kind of throw you like you know, they team you with like random players and people around the world, unless you're not actually teaming with your friends and not playing with like a party. But they'll throw you in these games where they're actually like you're losing terribly bad and you can't really catch up, and your team is losing bad, and maybe your team sucks. You have a bad team, and maybe you're doing all the work for your team, and you're actually killing a lot of people. You're killing the other team. You're actually you're trying to actually win for the team and actually trying to win for yourself. But at the same time, you're trying to get the team back into it and actually get the victory also. But you realize you can't really do that. And then when they actually throw you in these random games where you're losing bad, you can't really do nothing about it. I think that should be like the if you just kind of get thrown in like a random game, I think that should be like the legitimate reason for an actual person to actually back out of a game or maybe leave the game. But other than that, and I think they should actually have like if you stay on the game like for like a certain amount of time, you shouldn't be able to actually leave the game, and they should actually have you stay stuck in the game and have you like just kind of pretty much force you to pretty much play the game all the way, like play the match all the way to the fullest. Because I think most people out there that actually find themselves actually quitting a lot, and then some people that actually like, what I actually think in my opinion is that most of these people that actually play and they tend to always want to play good, they want to win all the time, but you can't win all the time. You win some, you lose some, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't win them all. You can't have like a perfect record with like a lot of wins, but just like just nothing but wins, but just like zero losses. Like everyone loses every now and then, and that's just what I believe in. Like no matter what game that you're playing, like no matter what game you're playing like a fighting game, shooting game, or maybe whatever game that you're playing online. Like you can't win all the time, and you're not the best out there that you can. You're not the best out there, and some people are better than others. Like some people are better than you and stuff like that. And I'm not the greatest player out there and stuff, and I admit that too. And sometimes I rage quit also, but I just tend to find myself again like leaving games that they kind of throw you in these random games where it's like the games are not like fresh matches and the matches are not just like starting up. Like I tend to just try to kind of jump into games and like matches that just kind of are just kind of starting up. Like everybody's just spawning and picking up the classes, like picking your classes that what you want to play with and stuff like that. And you just spawning, and you just getting started. So I just kind of tend to find myself kind of leaving those kind of types of games and stuff. But again, I think they should also change that too. and just kind of stop throwing you in these random matches where you actually losing really bad, and it's like a lot of like 100 kill streaks in the air, and you can't really catch up and do anything for like your team and stuff. But that's just my opinion. But I don't know what anybody else think. Like, I don't know if anybody else experienced like most of the people that actually rage quit like on a fighting game. You facing somebody and you beating them down pretty bad and you dominate them and stuff. And then at the very last second, when you're closing into your victory and stuff, and they just leave at the last second, and maybe they'll say, "Oh, the host has dropped and the connection in this match has been lost," or something like that, or maybe the online session crashes, or maybe your screen ends up freezing for a little bit, and then it'll just say like it can no longer connect to the host and stuff, and that's how you kind of know when a person kind of dropped from a match from like a fighting game, for example. Like, they'll lead in game and maybe the connection will just drop out of nowhere. And then also, I think if you're actually legitimately actually lagging in the game, you could actually be able to actually, they should actually give you like the choice to actually leave and just be like, "Oh, you're lagging. Would you like to leave this game? Your connection doesn't seem as stable unlike the others in this match. Would you like to leave?" I think that would be pretty cool and a pretty good idea to actually do. But I don't really think like developers will actually take that into consideration and maybe like consider doing that for like most of their games, like most of their popular online games that everybody pretty much plays almost every day. But that's something that, those are just my thoughts and opinions about it. Like, I think it just should be like certain rules pretty much for like people who just quit the game, and I think it's like not fair to the other players who actually came and actually decide to actually play the game and just kind of take their loss, and compared to other people that actually just kind of, when they're losing bad, they can't really take their loss and they're just so afraid to lose, and they want to be perfect. They want to keep their kill death ratios good and their win loss ratios and their records pretty much really good and have good records and stuff. But you can't. No one actually has the perfect record and stuff, and you can't win them all. So that's just what I think, and those are just my thoughts about it. So um, I think it's just kind of like a waste of match, like a waste of a match. Like, you jump in the game, you playing good and stuff, but it can be like a waste of a match and it wouldn't count. Like, none of the kills you get would count, and none of like the combos that you get in like a fighting game. Maybe the experience, you won't even gain like the experience because you do so well in the game, and then you find out that the host quits, and maybe they turn off their console, and maybe they quit the game. They actually quit the game, and then they're actually coming back to play the game, and they click the game again because they had like a bad match or something. But I think it's just like not fair to the other players who actually have the guts to stay in the game and take their loss compared to the other ones. So that's pretty much it. So I don't know what you guys actually think, and if you guys actually been in like these kind of experiences, because I kind of seen it a lot on like PlayStation All Stars, for example, Call of Duty, Halo, you name it. Maybe Marvel vs. Capcom Online, maybe some Street Fighter games or whatever you're playing. But I don't know what anybody else thinks about it, but I think that's a pretty much good idea. So if you guys would like to share like any experience and what you guys think, whether you guys agree or disagree and how you guys feel about it, but pretty much just let me know in the comments and stuff. Like, and thanks for watching this video. So just feel free to let me know what you guys think and about this, like the consideration of like more consequences being an online game.